Hi Justin, how are you?
I'm well today. How are you?
We are here at WISA and Justin is the expert and he's gonna tell us what's new.
I'm going to tell you what's new.
Yeah, exactly, and this got my attention.
Absolutely. So this is our new SoundSend device, and this is an external transmitter to televisions.
Okay.
Previously, our WiSA-ready televisions from LG required the insertion of a USB transmitter.
Like a dongle. Right?
Yes, a dongle, which required the television to have a user interface to drive the product. And that was a difficult ask for the television manufacturers to create that UI, to program, to enumerate the USB. And so what we've done is we've taken all of those requirements and we brought them externally to the TV into this product. So with the television set to bit stream and pass through, so we're simply getting the full digital audio stream. This has a DSP in it, which then takes that signal, processes it, and then passes the audio to our transmitter chip, which is inside of this transmitter module. And then that audio subsequently broadcast in the 5 gigahertz uniband to receiver modules that are in all of these products.
So how many brands you have now with your protocol?
Brands that are shipping product, we have about 15. We have a total of 60 in the association total. Brand partners who are either have developed product or developing new product or are in various stages of conversation.
So it's very robust, right?
It is very robust. So when the product initially came out, the 5 gigahertz space was still relatively unused. And over the past 3 years, we've done a bit more work on differentiating between true radar and energy, because we live in a specific area of the 5 gigahertz range called DFS, where the requirements are more strict for occupancy, how fast you need to react to energy or radar. And so the differentiation between energy from mesh networks and WAPs needs to be very clearly separated from true radar, because the only requirements are just around radar. And so with, again, mesh networks and stronger access points generating more, putting more energy into the environment, we need to be better at discriminating between the two, so that we're really only truly leaving that safe DFS space when it's truly radar. So that's how we've gotten more robust.
And we have another question regarding the compatibility with other TVs than LG.
Well, the key piece of our approach to SoundSend certification is two pieces. Almost all TVs these days can pass at least ARC and more eARC, so they can pass the uncompressed bitstream audio to the SoundSend product. But the equally important piece to the interoperation is for the user to, after they've done the initial setup and the wireless system's working, is they shouldn't need to have an external control for volume, mute, things like that. And that's where the SoundSend certification validates that portion of it as well. Historically, 10, 12 years ago, etc., there were a lot of different flavors of CEC, consumer electronic control, and the idea was that one device could power on or power off subsequent devices, and as you plug them in, they would interoperate together. Their implementations weren't always consistent, and so one may only toggle power when you power. One may send a power on command and then a power off command, discrete commands. And so from our perspective, we need for that power on and power off to work always. We need volume up, volume down to work always. We need mute to work always. And so that's the part of our program that validates that. SoundSend certified program.
And you show me the LG here.
The SoundSend certified program is we've got Hisense participating. LG, the C2 line was just certified this last week. And these devices do correctly drive the CEC commands to this, which allows the user to just use the remote. They don't have to use an additional app or control mechanism, though they can. And these are the only two TVs that are currently available on the market, which we know will correctly drive this so that the user doesn't need that secondary control mechanism. But beyond that, we do have over here an application which will run on your Android or iOS device, which connects to this device via Bluetooth Low Energy. So we do have, beyond setup, additional mechanisms to control your EQs, presets, sound modes, etc. So you can further customize.
How will you compare your performance if instead you have that speaker connected with a audio case high-end cable?
So the benefit to the underlying technology is that it's 24-bit 96K is what we will transmit. So it depends on your amplifier. Do you have a class AB? Do you have a class D? How good is your amplifier? What's the price point target that you're looking for? Something like this, smaller, lower price point, 48K is the maximum sample rate that this amplifier supports. And so the sound quality you're going to get out of there is commensurate with this.
Yes.
As the amplifier quality moves up, and the amplifiers are more capable. These are 96 kilohertz capable products. And so since the amplifier indicates to the, at the manufacturer, they know what they're building, so they can encode into the module itself that speaker is capable of 96 kilohertz. And so if all of the speakers in the environment are also capable of 96 kilohertz, then it'll send that.
What about Bang & Olufsen?
96 kilohertz.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, we come out here that these beautiful products that most recently certified Bayolab 28,
Forgot about that.
96 kilohertz capable products. And as we say, good, better, best, we end up out here,
Yes.
of course, with the B&O products.